Monday, February 16th, 2026. Shockwaves, surprises, and risky moves on GH. I think Monday was one of those days on General Hospital where everyone's world gets flipped upside down. Maxie finally wakes up. Stunned doesn't even begin to cover it. Nathan is blindsided by revelations he never saw coming. Rick sweeps Liz off her feet. Carly and Jason have a heart-to-heart, and Britt decides to take a gamble that could change everything. Previously on GH, Felicia dropped the bomb. Nathan is alive. Meanwhile, BLQ gave Lulu a hard lecture, and Liz nudged Lucas to take action. BLQ and Chase at the Brown Dog. BLQ meets Chase at the Brown Dog and spills the news that Maxie is awake. They reminisce about past Valentine's days, debating whether the dog is romantic enough for them. BLQ insists it is. They just have to make it so. When Chase asks what BLQ would do if she were in Maxie's shoes, her answer is simple. No man could ever replace Nathan. Carly and Jason catch up over at the bar. Carly vents to Jason about Michael's deal with Willow, which she thinks was a mistake. Their conversation gets interrupted when Spinelli bursts in with news. Maxie is awake. The thrill is palpable, but Spinelli worries. Can Maxie's love for Nathan be enough to keep her from leaving him? Jason reassures him, reminding him that Maxie chose Nathan once and she can do it again. Rick and Liz. Take Valentine's to the extreme. Liz is caught off guard when Rick shows up with plans for an axe-throwing date. She's skeptical at first. Molly had suggested it might be fun, but she decides to embrace the adventure. They throw axes, they laugh, and Rick even falls on his back, which earns a good laugh and a sweet kiss. To me, this is a classic GH romantic mishap, messy, playful, and surprisingly intimate. Meanwhile, Michael and Jacinda try their hand at the range, but Michael's failures are spectacular. Jacinda enjoys his lack of competitiveness, proving that sometimes vulnerability is the most charming trait. Holiday tensions at Metro Court. At the Metro Court, Sidwell tries to play peacemaker between Ava and Lucy. Lucy tells bawdy stories while Ava feels out of place, highlighting the ongoing tension between them. Carly's arrival softens things, and Sidwell praises his son for trying to keep the family happy. Molly, ever the wild card, announces a new book she's written but not publishing. Christina had already sent it out without permission. Family drama, unresolved feelings, and Cody's shadow hang over the moment. Alexis tries to manage the chaos while Ava opts for a more independent path, leaving Lucy to handle the souffle alone. Nathan, Britt, and Liesl at GH. Over at GH, Liesl finds Nathan and Britt, phone in hand, ready to break the news that Maxie is awake. Britt urges caution. They aren't sure Maxie can handle the shock. Nathan agrees. This moment can't be rushed. He takes a walk to clear his head, while Britt reflects on how unpredictable love can be and the importance of respecting what people want now. Obrecht and Spinelli. Obrecht swings by the Brown Dog to thank Spinelli for everything he's done for Maxie, but her job is done. They exchange a quiet acknowledgement that true love always finds its way. Maxie faces the impossible. At the Boston hospital, Maxie struggles to comprehend Felicia's words. Nathan is alive. She saw him die. She visited his grave. Yet the evidence is undeniable. Anna confirmed it's really him, with prints and DNA, and no body was ever recovered. Maxie is terrified, confused, and understandably shaken. Felicia stays by her side, recounting Britt's mysterious return and encouraging her to take the time she needs. As Maxie drifts off to sleep, Nathan calls Felicia. She hints that Maxie can't wait to see him. The anticipation here is almost unbearable. Lucas and Marco at Windermere. Meanwhile, Lucas confronts Marco about threatening Britt. Marco denies it, pointing to his father as the real threat. There's guilt, confusion, and raw emotion. Marco tries to make Lucas understand the cost of loss and revenge, urging him to stay until their project is finished. Lucas wrestles with morality and loyalty, leaving the audience questioning, can justice and vengeance coexist? To me, today's episodes really underline GH's signature style. Love, lies, and high-stakes drama all tangled together. There's humor, there's heartbreak, and there's a creeping sense that nothing will ever be simple again. When Maxie finally woke from her coma on General Hospital, she stepped into a world that had completely shifted without her. Her children, her mother, even Spinelli were there, beaming with relief. But then Felicia dropped the bomb. Nathan was alive. I think we all felt that jolt with her. But here's the kicker. Maxie has no idea that Nathan and Lulu have been quietly developing feelings for each other. And of course, someone noticed. Brooklyn. Brooklyn's timing was impeccable. She walked in just as Nathan and Lulu were trying to act indifferent, and yet, the signs were impossible to miss. Nathan handed Lulu a bag of candy hearts with "Kiss Me" written on it and told her to save it for later. Not once did she reject him. To me, the look they exchanged said it all. Brooklyn didn't even need to speak. Once Nathan left, Brooklyn confronted Lulu. Slowly, cautiously, the truth slipped out. Feelings were real, but neither Nathan nor Lulu wanted to rush. Still, Brooklyn couldn't shake the unease. Nathan and Maxie had a history too deep to ignore, the kind that defines your heart. Then came the reality check. Brooklyn asked herself whether Dante would ever understand. Nathan wasn't just anyone, he's Dante's partner and best friend. When Brooklyn finally voiced her concern, she didn't yell. Her words were sharper than any argument could be. Chasing Nathan risked losing Maxie, plain and simple. No drama required, just truth. And that's where it gets messy. If Nathan and Lulu act on their feelings, the fallout won't be contained. Maxie still believes her world stayed intact while she was gone. She hasn't even processed Nathan being alive yet, let alone what he's been doing. Imagine finding out the man you love is quietly growing closer to someone else. Relief could easily turn to heartbreak. Dante would be caught in it too. Nathan isn't just a friend, he's family. Lulu isn't just anyone, she's part of his life in a permanent, intricate way. Betrayal on this level fractures trust in multiple directions. I can't see a scenario where someone doesn't end up standing alone. And then there's everyone else. Spinelli, the kids, the fragile sense that this family somehow survived the impossible. One decision, one choice, could pull it all apart. Not because anyone wants to hurt each other, but because some lines, once crossed, leave no path back to the life everyone thought they still had. The week of February 16th to 20th on General Hospital is shaping up to be one wild ride, as Maxie Jones officially returns to Port Charles, and, of course, chaos is right behind her. Meanwhile, Liesl Obrecht is turning up the pressure on Nathan West, and Lulu Spencer and Damian Spinelli are bracing themselves for what looks like pure mayhem. The latest GH promo makes one thing crystal clear: this week is all about Maxie. She's back in her hometown, reuniting with family, friends, loved ones, and possibly a few thought-to-be-lost husbands. From the very first shots, we see Maxie at home, surrounded by the people who matter most. Spinelli is by her side, James West on the other, and Bailey Lou Jones runs straight into her mom's arms for a heart-melting hug. But, as always in Port Charles, happiness never comes without a side of tension. The scenes cut to Liesl speaking with Nathan in the hospital, excitedly telling him, "Maxie is awake." Their bond has always been complicated, thanks to Nathan, so it's no surprise that Liesl is thrilled, and maybe scheming a little for Maxie to reconnect with her son. Spinelli gets his emotional moment too, warning a brunette friend, "I could lose Maxie and my family. Ouch." At the same time, Nathan is mingling at Maxie's welcome home party, chatting with James and Georgie Spinelli, adding a touch of warmth amid the drama. The promo flashes back again to Nathan and Liesl in the hospital. Liesl tells him, "You and Maxie are meant to be together, and nothing can get in the way of that." Classic Liesl, part schemer, part romantic matchmaker. Then comes Lulu, looking worried, probably sensing that things are about to spiral. Maxie responds with a curious, "What?" as if she's bracing for trouble. And in true GH fashion, trouble is already on the horizon. The week ends with a chilling scene, Nathan at a graveyard staring at his own gravestone, when a mysterious stalker appears behind him. Who could it be? Honestly, My guess is as good as yours, but it's definitely going to set up some major tension. So, what does this all mean? Maxie's homecoming promises all the love, laughter, and reunion feels we crave, but with the perfect sprinkle of suspense and drama that only General Hospital can deliver. If you thought Port Charles was calm before, think again. I was thinking about the latest General Hospital spoilers, and it looks like Liesl Obrecht is about to stir the pot when it comes to Nathan West and Maxie Jones. Now that Maxie is awake and back in Port Charles, Liesl isn't wasting any time getting involved in her son's love life. The promo for the week of February 16th to 20th really spotlights Maxie's homecoming, and there are some intriguing moments between Liesl and Nathan. At the hospital, Nathan tells his mom that Maxie is awake, and Liesl doesn't hold back. She boldly tells him, "You and Maxie are meant to be together, and nothing can get in the way of that." But here's the thing, Liesl might want to pump the brakes a little. There are people who could complicate a Nathan-Maxie reunion, and they're none other than Lulu Spencer and Damian Spinelli. Spinelli and Maxie have been building a sweet, loving life together since Nathan's supposed death. They're raising a beautiful blended family with Georgie Spinelli, James West, and Bailey Lou Jones, and the bond they share is undeniably strong. Then there's Lulu, who's been on her own journey of return and reintegration. Coming back from a 4-year coma, she had to process her children growing up and a hometown that had changed without her. Nathan, while not in a coma, has been absent for 7 years and seems to have no memory of where he's been. Coming back to a changed Port Charles has stirred up feelings, and naturally, he's drawn to someone like Lulu who's gone through a similar displacement. Adding to the complexity, Nathan isn't exactly acting like the man fans remember. He's made some questionable missteps at the PCPD, and his slip about his dad during the Snowmageddon blizzard has left people wondering, could he be Peter August, Caesar Faison, or someone else entirely? And while you might think Nathan would still be in love with Maxie if his last memory was before he got shot, it seems like Lulu has captured most of his attention lately. Liesl, of course, doesn't know any of this. From her perspective, Nathan and Maxie are star-crossed lovers who need a little push. She's the type who will meddle, not maliciously, but with the greater good in mind, to try and bring them back together. While she has no issue with Spinelli, she's clearly #Team Nathan when it comes to Maxie. The history, the love story, they're hard to ignore, and Liesl would love nothing more than to see Nathan back in Maxie's family picture. I think it's interesting because Liesl isn't exactly a villain anymore, but she's not above scheming either. She might try to carve out private moments for Nathan and Maxie, subtly nudging them toward a reunion. But here's the reality. No amount of meddling can force love. If Nathan and Maxie aren't on the same page, it's going to be messy, complicated, and dramatic, as only General Hospital can deliver. From what the spoilers hint, Maxie's homecoming will be heartwarming and emotional, a chance for loved ones to celebrate her return. But with lies, confusion, and complicated feelings swirling around, it's clear this is going to be a week full of tension, drama, and probably a few shocking twists. General Hospital spoilers, February 16th to 20th, 2026, a week of hellos and goodbyes. I think this week on General Hospital really felt like a turning point, a mix of homecomings, revelations, and tense confrontations. Emma returned from Paris, bringing news about her grandmother and quickly updating Gio and Joss. But to me, the twist was her decision to leave again, to go tell her mom in person, which sets up some emotional farewells. Meanwhile, Felicia passed along Anna's message to Jason, and Laura made a big move, offering Dante a permanent spot as police commissioner. That offer clearly got Dante thinking because he immediately started probing Brennan about what he knows concerning Anna. At Windermere, the drama between Ava and Lucy escalated. They were practically trading barbs over Sidwell, and when Lucy pushed him to choose, he refused, prompting Lucy to storm out. Cullum popped up at Carly's, warning her that Brennan might be too distracted by their relationship to focus on finding Valentine. Carly wasn't about to sit back, though. She headed to Windermere herself to confront Sidwell. Meanwhile, Lucas and Pascal's argument hinted at tensions bubbling under the surface. and Danny dove into Cassadine family research with Alexis, who seemed to realize he might have feelings for Charlotte. Tracy tried to reassure Cody about Molly's book character, while Molly confronted Christina for sending her manuscript to an agent without permission. Lucy, still entangled in the Sidwell mess, turned to Sunny for help and, against his advice, decided to spy on Sidwell herself. Jason, on the other hand, had a heart-to-heart with Danny about Danny's crush on Charlotte, while Charlotte went straight to Valentine to warn him about Nina. Joss uncovered Cullum-related information at Windermere, and Jason filled her in on Cullum being Sidwell's partner in crime. Carly, pretending to reconcile with Lucas as a ruse to search Windermere, nearly got caught when Lucas overheard Marco and Sidwell talking about Fazan's final project, and Pascal caught Lucas eavesdropping. On the personal front, the week brought some miraculous moments. After visits from Felicia, Georgie, and James, Maxie woke up from her coma, completely shocking everyone. Lulu helped Nathan with Valentine's projects for James's class, and there was a brief but undeniable spark between them. Gio confided in Brooklyn about Emma leaving, and Portia finally revealed the father of her baby, Curtis. He agreed to shared custody while staying with Jordan, while Portia remained with Isaiah. Maxie received a clean bill of health, and Felicia broke the news that Nathan is alive, turning her world upside down. Brooklyn caught Lulu with Nathan and warned her not to get involved with her best friend's husband. Lucy pretended to make peace with Sidwell, which led him to invite both her and Ava to dinner, a setup that promises fireworks. Michael asked Jacinda out on a Valentine's date. Lucas confided in Elizabeth about Marco, and then caught Marco on the phone with Cullum. Nathan informed Britt that Anna believes their father is still alive, hinting at more family revelations ahead. All in all, this week felt like a bridge between shocking reunions and looming conflicts, a perfect storm of love, betrayal, and intrigue. I didn't realize just how many players would intersect this week, but it seems like everyone's moves are setting the stage for even bigger reveals in the coming episodes. The wait is finally over on General Hospital. We now know who the father of Portia's baby is. Curtis is officially named the dad, not Isaiah. But for fans, the reveal immediately set off alarm bells. Something about this feels off. Way too easy, right? After all, if GH has taught us anything, it's that nothing ever goes smoothly. Just look at the chaos unfolding with Danny and Charlotte. As soon as Portia read the results naming Curtis as the father, social media exploded. Fans weren't holding back, and X lit up with theories and doubts. One viewer posted a comment that really summed up the sentiment. Why do I feel like she lied? Like she just wanted to make Trina happy and salvage her relationship? Is history repeating itself? Is Portia doing the same thing to Curtis and Isaiah that she did with Curtis and Taggart? Other fans were more blunt. Some flat out didn't believe the results, insisting the DNA test had to have been altered. Portia, it seems, can't be fully trusted with these revelations. And let's be real, GH thrives on twists like this. Altered DNA tests? Classic soap maneuver. Fans are already speculating about who could be behind it. One theory points to Jordan. Could she have tampered with the results? A recent flashback hints at Portia warning her that Curtis will always put the baby first. Maybe Jordan saw a reason to intervene? But then again, would she really risk shattering Curtis's heart just to manipulate a test? Unlikely. Jordan isn't exactly a criminal mastermind. Then there's Britt. A few subtle glances between her and Portia suggest something more is going on behind the scenes. Maybe she altered the results at Portia's request, giving her an advantage over the doctor. Or maybe she did it on her own, keeping leverage in her back pocket. Either way, Britt's involvement would add a whole new layer to the drama, and honestly, we are here for it. Could Curtis have messed with the test himself? He's the type to go after what he wants, but would he sabotage Isaiah after what happened to him? Probably not. And Isaiah, maybe he had a hand in it too. Perhaps he wanted to make things easier for Portia, knowing he'd still have a role in his child's life thanks to his relationship with her. At the end of the day, GH has set the stage for a tangled web of secrets, lies, and emotional fallout. Curtis as the dad might be the headline, but the real story could be how, when, and by whom the truth gets revealed. General Hospital spoilers, Monday, February 16th, 2026. I think Monday's episode is shaping up to be intense, especially for Maxie. After waking from her coma on Friday, she's finally starting to piece together everything that happened while she was unconscious. Reconnecting with Spinelli, James, and Georgie was probably emotional enough, but then Felicia drops the bomb. Nathan is alive. Honestly, I was wondering if Maxie would even believe it at first. To me, that kind of news is staggering. I can only imagine how she's going to react once she sees him again. But here's the question. How will Nathan's return really impact her emotionally? Meanwhile, Nathan is in for a shock of his own. Word of Maxie waking up is likely spreading through Port Charles, and he's bound to hear about it. I can see him feeling thrilled, but also guilty, or at least uncomfortable. After all, he's made it clear to Lulu that he has feelings for her. I was thinking, this could make things really complicated, and maybe awkward. Elsewhere, Jason and Carly finally get some time to catch up. It feels like ages since these two besties were on the same page. Jason's been juggling fatherhood with Danny, his connection with Britt, and helping Sunny and Joss, all while worrying about Anna. Carly, on the other hand, has been deep in her own secret missions with Valentine, trying to take down Jack and get her daughter out of the WSB. I'm curious, how much catching up can really happen when half of what they're discussing is off limits? For some reason, Rick comes up in their conversation. Carly tells Jason, Sunny insists that Rick doesn't have an agenda, but I don't buy it. I have to say, I'm with her on this one. There's always something going on with Rick. And speaking of him, he also pops up in the teasers taking Elizabeth on a date. For a second, I wondered if Liz might cancel after her talk with Lucas, but it looks like the date goes ahead. And there's a little playful banter too. Elizabeth teasing Rick with, "Are you implying that I don't know how to have fun?" I was smiling just reading that. Finally, Britt might be setting herself up for a big risk. She's been trying to get Marco to spill the location of her life-prolonging medication, but no luck. I'm guessing she'll take matters into her own hands soon. If she manages to secure a dose for Jason, someone can finally start reverse engineering it. This could get very tense and possibly dangerous. To me, Monday feels like it's going to balance emotional reunions, secret missions, and a little romance. And knowing General Hospital, the drama is just getting started.